Hi everyone, it's Janis here. Money is one of the key resources on this earth that can be exchanged for goods and services. You pay money to have shelter above your head, for transportation and clothes that you wear. But of course, you can't buy everything. Sure, you can have a private healthcare, but you can't buy health. You'll need to work on it separately, with the food that you consume and with your exercise. As you already know, money is important, but the problem is that most of the people are struggling with this worldwide accepted currency. People are great spenders of money, and as a result, they quickly run into debt, and they get stuck in life without any growth. It is tough to be in a debt, as you're already behind the ball, even before you receive your monthly paycheck. Luckily, there is a way out of the maze. You can get out of the debt and get on your way to be in control of your finances. This system is free and easy to use, and anybody can do it. That is, of course, if you want to stay out of the debt and in control of your finances. What is budgeting and why it's good for you? Budgeting is simply balancing your expenses with your income. If they don't balance and you spend more money than you make, then you'll have a problem. Budgeting allows you to see your financial situation in future. You'll see in which months the money is going to be tighter and when you'll be able to save a little bit more. If you service your car once a year, then you should budget some funds for this occasion, or if you want to buy a new furniture for your apartment. The key in budgeting is pre-planning, knowing how much money will be coming in and how much will be going out. So if you know that you will have multiple big expenses going out in a few months, then you can start to put some money on side for those upcoming expenses. Budgeting also helps people to save money, because once you have committed to your budget, then you have more intention to follow it. People who don't plan things are reactive buyers. They don't know what expenses they'll have, and if they have money available, they will just buy things. Eventually, having a budget puts you in control of your finances, and you'll be able to adjust your finances on the go. Why businesses have budget? It's simple, because business will not be able to survive without budgets and financial forecasts. If business don't watch their spendings and plan ahead, they'll go bankrupt in few months' time, no matter how big the business is. The formula is simple. If the business or individual is spending more than it's earning, then it will quickly accumulate debt and be in trouble. Why people accumulate debt? Mainly because they're not planning their finances. If you know how much money you will need to cover your expenses, then you're not likely to overspend. But most people don't plan and therefore end up with a debt. And of course, credit cards also help us get in a debt. They allow us to spend money that we don't have. Don't get me wrong, I think credit cards are good if used correctly, as they can help us even out our short-term cash flow issues. But maxing out your credit cards is not a good idea. How to start budgeting? It's time to get on top of your finances. Budgeting is a pretty simple process. The best way to budget is in the spreadsheet. So you can use Excel file if you want to keep it only on your computer. Or you can use Google Drive spreadsheet if you want to have a budget available online and access it from every device, including your smartphone. So you start with a table that is horizontally split in two parts. In the top left-hand side, you'll have income. On the bottom part, you'll have expenses. On income part, you'll have monthly wages, additional client work, and other income. On the expense side, you'll have all the expenses: rent, car, insurance, food, utility bills, phone bills, education, project expenses, services, etc. And along the top side of the table, you'll write the month. This will be your planned budget, so you can go ahead and fill in some details. You probably know how much you roughly spend on each section. Then you add formula at the bottom of the table, income minus expenses, and you'll have a monthly balance there. How long ahead you should budget? There is no strict rule about how long ahead you should budget. But I would recommend to budget 12 months ahead, as this will give you a clear picture about your near future finances. If you go longer than 12 months, then it might become quite inaccurate and therefore lose its value. And if you go for a shorter period of the time, like 3 months, then you'll have to do your budget too often, and that might push you away from doing them. But as I said at the beginning, there is no strict timescales. Do what feels most comfortable for you and see how it goes. Tracking your budget. Creating a planned budget is just part of the game. Once you have your budget, you have to create another table, exactly the same as we did before, but this table will be empty without any numbers. Then, as money comes in and goes out, you log the actual data in this table. This will be your actual budget. I personally log my data on a weekly basis, and it is easier to do and it takes less time. But of course, you can do it once a month and that is not a problem. Another great benefit of doing it weekly is that you can follow your spendings. For example, if you have budgeted $100 for meals out this month, but then after logging your data after first week, you realize that you have already spent $60, then you know you have to pull it back. Whereas, if you do it once a month, it will be too late when you realize that you have massively overspent your budget. Another great tip from me is to try to pay for things with your card, as it will be easier to see your expenses on your bank statement. Receipts are harder to manage and they're sometimes going missing. Making adjustments. The budget is not set in stone and it will keep changing. Of course, once you set up your budget, you want to stick with it, and that should be your goal. But things in life will change, and that's okay. As you work on your project and goals, your vision might change. So don't be afraid to adjust your budget to match your goals. I have done yearly budgets for the last 7 years, and some years I can stick with my planned budget throughout the year. But some years I have been changing my budget up to 3 times. Changing your budget is fine because you do it deliberately, and that means that you're still in control of your finances and in your life. If you want to manage your time better, have more structure in your life, and achieve your goals, make sure you check out my time planning application. You can set goals and track progress towards them, create time blocks and build your own daily structure, as well as log your time and measure your performance. Best of all, it's totally free, so press here to check it out right now. I'm working on new videos every day, so be sure you subscribe so you don't miss my next episode.